All right, should be working. Let everybody load in here. Give it a few minutes. We'll get started in 3 minutes. Two minutes.
With kids.
1 minute away. Go ahead and fill up my drink cup because we have a little bit to talk about. Hello, Whistle. We'll get started here very shortly. Give some people some time to load in. About a minute. Tracy, hello. All right, we'll get started. Well, big view here. Okay, I'm not changing this little nothing. Okay, and this is the elephant in the room here. This happened here. Let me get my marker. Hold on. Let me add that to my toolbar. There we go. This happened, okay, since the last time we talked. But that doesn't change 10 years of price action, okay? This isn't log, by the way. Not going to change 10 years of price action. Stop. Delete. Delete. Okay. So again, big macro view coming off 2010 lows. Okay. And this is log, by the way. Got our first 1, 2. Next 1, 2. Next 1, trying to finish the 2. Now we thought it might have been over, but obviously it's not, since a rule of a wave 2 is it can't break the start of 1. So this can't be a 1. We talked about that a little bit in the last live stream. So it's some sort of combination here, is what this is. Not personally interested in what. You could probably count it about 4 different ways, but some kind of zigzag combination in here. Has to be, because this is broken. All right, and then we've started down. Now, we talked about time. Okay, so last time we talked about how this was 61.8% in time of this. Okay, and that potentially this was going to be 61.8% in time of this over here. But it doesn't turn out to be that way, since that low broke. We can argue all day about whether it should have broken, or if, it doesn't matter. It did. So therefore, it cannot be, right? Here's 1-to-1 in time from this correction, and we're past it. Okay. Not ideal, but it's not a rule. It's just kind of like what you want to see. Now, interestingly, though, let's go ahead and remove this and look at time from here. Okay, this just first 1, 2, whoops. This first wave 2 here, which is a lesser degree than what this is. But just out of curiosity's sake, let's go ahead and measure that. We'll bring it over here, and you can see we are much bigger in time now than this, which was an issue before, because we were in a precarious position where we wanted this to be smaller than this in time, but we also wanted this to be bigger than this in time, and we had a rough correlation there with where the 618 ended. This 618. Okay, so now that we look at the size of this correction, now this is officially the second longest correction in Bitcoin history. Okay, officially now the second longest. Okay, this was the second longest back from December 2017 to December of 18. That was the previous longest. This is the longest. Okay, and this took roughly 2 years to complete. Not quite 2 years, but about 1 year and 2/3, somewhere around there. This correction from November of 13 to August of 15. Now this correction thus far has surpassed the lesser degree, which is good, okay, but also the larger degree before it. I am not willing to make this a 4, okay? All of this here is some sort of zigzag, okay? double, triple zigzag maybe. All right, all of this is some sort of zigzag. All right, it's not a flat, it's not a triangle, it's not anything like that. Some sort of zigzag. All of this, okay, some sort of zigzag. All of this, some sort of zigzag. Okay, so I am not willing to make this a 4 for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's done. This is coming down. That's not something that I have any interest in doing, and nor do I think it's even remotely close to probable. And if it was the case, if it turns out, we're going to know in hindsight, right? If this turns around, let's talk about like worst case scenario, right? If this comes down and turns out to be a 5-wave move, which I don't think it is because there's no alternation, right? Even though you can count 5 waves, that doesn't mean it's an impulse, right? A triple combination is counted as 3 because it's a series of 3s, okay? Meaning it's not motive. Okay, it doesn't go anywhere, which means it will be fully retraced, 100% retraced. That's what that means. Let's see what Eric says. Don't you think the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 scenario is invalid because we broke the long-term trend line? No, I don't. There's only one thing that makes it invalid, and that's breaking a low. Also, we have, you keep typing. Also, the wave 2 since 69K in this scenario seems to be longer than 2018 wave 2 bear market. Yep, it is. That's what we just talked about. It is officially longer by a few days now. One scenario I have in mind. Is it possible 2017 bull top was supercycle wave 1? And ever since we are developing ABC correction. Okay, let's look at that. Let's go back in time here. Let me get rid of this. Get rid of this. And so what Eric is saying, is it possible, let me go to a bigger time frame here. Let's go to the weekly so we could fit more on the screen. So Eric is saying, is it possible the 2017 top, okay, which is here, is a supercycle 1? Okay, so you have to get 5 waves to here. You have to get 5 to here. All right. And you have 1, 2, 3. You don't have a wave 4 is the issue here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no alternation there. This, what I'm saying here is there's no alternation here. Okay, those are both the zigzags or zigzag family. When I say zigzag, zigzag family. Okay, double zigzag, triple zigzag, zigzag. I'm just going to say it's a zigzag. All right, because that's what it is. All right, so zigzag, zigzag, no alternation. All right, none at all. If you read the book, Frost and Prechter specifically say, start counting an extension. Just count it, count it, count it. As my Discord followers know, trend lines mean absolutely nothing to me. I don't care about trend lines. Trend lines are made to be broken. Trend lines are not support, they're not resistant, they're not anything to me. They mean absolutely nothing. So a trend line breaking in no way, shape, or form means invalidation at all. Invalidation for this count is down here at the 2018 low of $3,000-ish. Okay, this low is invalidation. Oh, damn it. For this count. All right. So we have to, the whole point of Elliott wave is to go with what's probable, right? And probable counts have alternation between waves. All right. For instance, within this wave here, you have a zigzag, okay, and a flat. All right. That is alternation. That tells me that this is a 5 complete waves. Right? We have a zigzag here in the 2. The corrections tell the story. Okay, and you have a 3, 3, 5 flat, expanded flat here. That's alternation for your 2 and your 4. All right. You want the same thing on the bigger time frame. So what you're looking for in the end, again, these are not price targets, okay? This is in log scale. It's just things floating out in space, all right? So let me get rid of these timelines so we can clean this up a little bit. We're going to clean everything up. Get rid of this. Okay, clean it up. Now, essentially what I'm saying here is that each one of these, so this is your first larger degree, right? And you have alternation here. This is a flat. So this is a zigzag and a flat. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, zigzag, flat. There's your first supercycle degree. Degree doesn't matter. Okay, we can come back later and say that that was a primary degree and dial everything down all the way. It doesn't matter. This is the highest degree. Okay, basically is what I'm saying. And you have a zigzag. Okay, so you have alternation here. Right, and before you say this is too tiny, it's not. Remember, this is in log scale, guys. All right, this is massively bigger than what this 2 is. All right, it doesn't look like it in log, but it is. All right, I'll even show you. If it come down to linear, which is going to make everything look teeny, oh, dang it, teeny, teeny, tiny. Let's get rid of this. I'm going to do that about 100 more times, but just to show you, okay, since everything's labeled, I'm going to come down in linear here, and I'll get to these questions, guys. Just bear with me. All right. So here, now let's look at this in linear, right? That first 1, 2 that looked gigantic to this 4, this flat right here for this 4, now look at it in linear, right? I mean, it's plenty big enough, is my point. So you go in a log, it looks teeny tiny. It's not. It's gigantic. All right. So anyway, alternation here. So that tells me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your first impulse. Your first correction to the first impulse. Okay. But now we want alternation with this. And we haven't got alternation yet with this. Okay. So sometime in the future, we need, namely here, okay, is what I'm kind of hoping for, you need a flat, okay, or a triangle, okay, or a double 3, or something flat in nature, sideways in nature, to give alternation with this. And then you need something to give alternation with this one, right? So that's going to be over here between this 3, 4, right? Again, you're going to want some sort of flat, a triangle, something like that, and it will very likely be different than whatever you got here. So if you got a flat here, you probably get a triangle or a double 3 or something here, right? I'm saying this backwards. This alternates with this alternates with this, and then whatever you get up here, and again, these are not price targets, guys, okay? Again, triangle of some sort, flat, double 3, triple 3, something flat and sideways up here is alternation with this, right? To say that we've got our alternation between these two, we haven't got it yet. All we've gotten is zigzags. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. It's all zigzags. There's no alternation, which means that tells me it's keep climbing, keep climbing, keep climbing, keep climbing, right? Let me pull up, let me clean this chart up. Pull this up, get rid of all these brushes. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. There's no 5-way move to get to this to be a top. All right. We don't have 5 to get here. All right. We have 5 to here and a correction. We have 5 to here and a correction. So 1, 2, 3 at the best case scenario. You need a 5th. So the only way we're at the top of something, I said, is potentially here. Okay, but like I said, you have no alternation. All right, this would have to be your 2. This would have to be your 4. All right, and then this is your 5 to end the whole thing, and the whole thing gets corrected. But there's no alternation. So probability says that you have zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. You're just in a perpetual 1, 2 until you get that first sideways correction. We need alternation here, and we don't have it. So hopefully that answers that question. So no, I would not be looking for an A to 69 and now looking for a C. No, I don't see any way that that's possible. I can't get a count to that. Let's see, one scenario Eric has in mind. Is it possible 2017 bull top was super cycle wave 1? Oh, that's you're saying the same thing. Okay, no. I don't see a way that we can get to a top there. Let's see, Yaki says he thinks the 69 top in November could have been the start of an ABC correction. Very much so, yes. It was the start of a correction. That is confirmed. Bitcoin completing the A soon at around, oh, okay, wow. Yeah, that's, that, I don't think so, Yaki. That would be very gigantic. Is it possible? Sure, yes. Definitely it's possible, Yaki. But possible does not mean probable. All right. It would, there's a whole chapter in the book about the right look. All right. And the right look right now is we have zigzag, 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 right? And now you want to say the possibility is we come down to 13K-ish, right? And then come up to 30K-ish, and then back down below 10K, right? I would say that Bitcoin has a better chance of going to 0 than that happening. That would be much, much too big. Much too big. And I would say that sub 10K would mean so that this account is completely wrong, okay, and that Bitcoin's just only been corrective. That is the other option. That is a thing, right? That we've since inception of Bitcoin, since the little dinosaur over here, it's only been corrective for its entire cycle, and that inevitably it has no choice but to go to 0. Okay, which we've seen happen. You've seen that. Now Luna, not countable per se, because what Elliott wave is it counts human emotion in the market, right? It is human emotion playing out in front of you in chart form. Well, the problem with Luna was that the price of the chart was manipulated by an algorithm, therefore not displaying wholly human emotion. It was playing the algorithm's outputs of a robot. Therefore, Elliott wave doesn't apply. It can't. It's not possible, right? But there are certainly human things that have happened in the history of time where it was always corrective from the start, right? And that is a possibility on the table. I don't want to say that it's not. It is definitely on the table that Bitcoin since 2010 has only been corrective, which may be why we're not seeing any alternation, because it's just in a corrective structure the whole time, and then it will come right back down to 0. which we'll find out. So, to your point there, Yaki, if that happened, I don't see any way. I mean, I don't see any way Bitcoin doesn't go to zero if it breaks the bullish structure, because it wasn't a bullish structure. It has always been a corrective structure. That's the only other alternative here. So we are down for the bullish side of things. Okay, I don't want to seem like a Debbie Downer. Okay, I don't think that's going to happen. All right, I don't at all. I don't see any evidence of that happening. But to keep this structure intact, invalidation is way down here. Can I put a line? I used to have an option for a line here. There it is. Invalidation isn't. I didn't get to the dollar. Okay, but it's pretty close. Invalidation is at this low. All right, for this structure. Are there other ways to count this? Sure. Okay. You could say, okay, that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Again, here's your problem, is that you lack alternation. It's the same pattern twice in a row. There's no alternation there. So while it is possible, possible does not mean probable. I put it in the probability bucket near zero. It would have to do a lot of proving to me, okay? Now, some of you out there think, oh, this has got to be, oh, give me 1 second. My headset says it needs charged, so I got to plug it in. Okay. Oh, well, you seem wishy-washy, like how are you going to know when the right time to buy? Counting Elliott wave and trading, two different things, okay? Elliott wave gives you a probability factor so you can enter your trade, all right? Elliott wave is not a signal, it's not anything like that. It's not going to tell you when to enter. That you have to decide that on your own amongst a lot of other things, okay? And it is subjective, like I said. You could certainly count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as I'm deleting that count all the way up. It is possible. It's not a rule to lack alternation. It just doesn't make it very probable. Like you just get alternation all the time. And to on such a macro scale to not have alternation, you're going to have to break this low for me to believe it, right? But then I wouldn't be disinterested, right? You say, oh, I would love to buy Bitcoin for $3,000 again. I would not. I would become very, very disinterested if this structure broke. I would have no interest in buying Bitcoin ever, right? It has to be predictable, right? There has to be some level of predictability in order to purchase an asset. And if you're going to not give me alternation and then come down and invalidate the only probable structure we have left, then I'm simply not interested in the asset and I'll move on to something else. It's no big deal. There's plenty of assets out there that give me predictability, and it doesn't have to be Bitcoin, which I know there's a lot of XRP lovers out there. Sorry, Alan, I think you're in here, but that's why I don't count XRP. I don't care about XRP. I tried to count it. It's corrective. It's corrective from its inception. There's nothing impulsive about it. I'm just simply not interested. There's a ton more assets out there besides XRP that are going to give you 20, 30, 40, 100 time returns that have very good structures to them. I'm just simply not interested in XRP for that very reason. It's not predictable. It's a hype coin. Let's see. No worries, Eric. You can repeat as much as you want. 69K supercycle wave 1. And with a recession coming, Bitcoin will print a supercycle wave 2. Like I said, it is possible, right? Again, lack of alternation here. I'm not going to believe that until this low breaks. I just simply won't. And if it did, I go back to what I said before, I'm just simply not interested. You have to give me alternation. You have to. On this level, if it was a 1 hour chart or something, you didn't get alternation, okay, whatever, right? You're talking about a 12, 13, 14 year chart and macro level waves. I absolutely 100% need alternation. Have to have it. Let's see, XRP sub 10 cents soon. Well, we did talk about that, yes. That if XRP gets sub 10 cents, then I would be interested again. And not because it's so low, but because it would now then confirm a bullish structure, a macro bullish structure. Let me pull up my XRP chart. It's been a while since I've counted it or even updated it, but let's go ahead and pull up XRP. It's probably at the bottom of the thing. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's talk about XRP. Let's get rid of, I don't even know, it's been so long, I don't even know why I have these on here. But this was my last probable count for XRP, right? There are other ways, certainly, to look at this. This is such a mess. Basically, I had a 1, 2, okay, and at some point you have to, the genesis of the coins, there was price action that happened, okay, before this chart was made, so you just kind of have to take an assumption at some point that you got to move off of like 0 cents up for a correction. And that's the only way it works, right? And then everything after that, okay, you can talk about invalid. We pointed out a couple scam wicks, but regardless, XRP 1, 2, first 1, 2, right? Another 1, 2 has to be, because it didn't break this. A rule of a 3 is it has to break the 1, right? So another 1, 2. So literally the only thing it could be. There is no other thing it could be. Now this could be a 1. Could be a 1. I have it a 3, but it didn't have to be. It could be another 1, 2. Even though I don't like this. You can see how this is just a mess. It's an absolute mess. But this is how I have the count right now. 4, another 1, 2, another 1, 2, and this 2 is massive compared to this one that took what, November 20 to, this was 3 months. Okay, it's not a 4. It can't be. It's impossible to be a 4. So, which is why I was saying if this is a 4, this is where the 10 cents thing comes in, right? You come down here and you invalidate this 2, right? That's where this comes in at. Okay, you invalidate this 2, and then we can move this 4 over here, right? For a big 3-wave move. All right, this looks much better as a zigzag rather than a 1, 2, 1, 2. And I say that right here. Zigzag. Okay, so what I'm saying is zigzag combination to a zigzag X, so that would be a W, X. Okay, and then another zigzag combination. Looks like a double 3 with zigzag. It's weird, but hey, whatever. Come down here, break this, and validate this as being 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, make this a 4. Okay, and this is one where, like, look at this range. All right, look at this range of XRP since what? 2017. We're going on 6 years now of XRP trading in the same range. How people are interested in that is beyond me. You're going to have to let us know there, AB, why that's interesting to you, because it is not to me. Yeah, I mean, people have been waiting for XRP to break $3 for 6 years. 6 years. And the thing only started in 2014. So it was, oh yeah, let's go, boom, for 3 years, and then for the next 6, 2/3 of its whole life, it's gone absolutely nowhere. I mean, look at that chart. That is nasty. I'm more apt to believe that it's just corrective from the beginning, and then it will go to zero. Sorry, AP, but that's my opinion. I want nothing to do with XRP. I really don't. It's my personal opinion, of course. You guys buy it, hey, go for it. Buy it all you want. Um, so yeah, there's that. Eric, one reason I don't believe that we're going to the longest bear market ever, all right, is because of the U.S. markets. All right, the structure itself right now does not support a top. Now, could I be proven wrong? Yeah. Let's show you. Let me close this. Okay. So here is the S&P. Let's let's look at the big picture for the S&P and why I'm saying this. Let's go to the monthly. Okay, big picture. We're going to go to log scale. All right, huge picture. So from who knows when in freaking 18 something to 1929 was a big super cycle wave 1. And then you had the 1-2-1-2 punch, like I call it, or I like to call it. Okay, so you got your 2, your first 1, and then another 2, right? Because that's just naturally how it is. You get a 1, and then you get your 1, 2, or your 3. This lasted like a decade, something like that. So this whole thing from 1929 till 2000 was your wave 3. You get a flat from 2000 to 2008, okay, for your wave 4. And then ever since the 2008 crash, we've been working on our 5. So, a couple options here. Now, keep in mind, I'm not one for curiosity, but you could see that the 5 of the 3 is gigantic, right? And the 5 of the 1 is gigantic, right? We're looking now to get put in our 5 of our 5. So right now we have 1, 2, and here's our 1, 2, 1, 2 punch, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going to get that every time. Every time you come out of a wave 2, you get the 1, 2, 1, 2 punch. All right, regardless. 1, 2, and then you can clearly see the 3 waves up to here, or the 5 waves, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Okay, and then you get a larger degree 4 to have a partner with this 2, which is an expanding triangle. A, B, C, D, E. Okay, expanding triangle wave 4, and into what either is the 5 of the 5 of the 5, okay, or it's just the 1 of the 5. I think it's just the 1 of the 5, okay. So what I'm saying is either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all done, right? Or we're extending. Let me get rid of these brushes. And what I mean by extending is that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, to get your 5 of your 5 of your 5 of your 5 of your 5 to end a freaking 100-year cycle, right? This whole thing then becomes a 1. And where does this come from here? Yeah, that's not important. We'll get rid of that. So let's come down to smaller. Why I think that, and the structure is not supporting the bear run to end all bear runs, right? I think that if this is the end of the U.S. markets, then Bitcoin goes to 0. I don't see any way that that doesn't happen. Okay, that would be absolutely catastrophic. So let's come down to a smaller time frame. I'm going to come down to the daily. We're just going to look at this correction. Okay, and I'm going to turn off the count, and we're just going to look at this naked. Okay, so we're just going to worry about 3s and 5s right now, because whenever things are unclear, that's my go-to is 3s and 5s, 3s and 5s, 3s and 5s. Okay, so this ended. This was a freaking diagonal to end the 5 right here. Right, we have here's your 1 2 1 2 punch again. Right, so from the 2009 low, right, you got 1 2, and here's your next 1 2 punch. 1 2 3 4 3 4 5. Okay, and there's a diagonal in there. It's right here. It's a little lopsided, but it's there if you go to a smaller time frame. 1 2 3 4 5, ending diagonal for the 5th. It's all legal. You can check it yourself. Okay. So since that high, you've gotten a 3-wave move, a 3-wave move, and a 3-wave move. Okay, that presents a lot of problems for a structure, for a zigzag. All right, I'm talking about an actual zigzag 535. Okay, but we can give it the benefit of the doubt that this is a zigzag 535. Okay, some structure issues in there, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Okay, another zigzag. So this could be a 1, this could be a 2. Okay, another zigzag for your 3, another zigzag for your 4, and making another zigzag for your 5. Okay, invalidation's up here. This cannot break this for this to be valid. Okay, this is the oh shit's about to get bad theory right now. Okay, that would have to be a diagonal. Okay, what starts with 5 ends with 5. 5 is not a correction itself. So if we get 5 here, then you get a counter trend, and then you absolutely must get 5 more. Okay, that's what this count means, right? So let's go ahead and get rid of these brushes. Now, let's measure this because it's not valid yet. All right. If we're going to say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, where do we put this 5, right? Well, let's measure it. So we got to come in a linear. You measure everything in linear. You measure the 1 and 2 to find the 3. Let me get rid of everything but the 100% because that's all we care about right now. Okay, is the 100% extension. So this 3 is more than 100% the length of 1, so it's longer. That's basically what we're determining, that the 3 is longer than the 1, which means that now the 4 has to be longer than the 2. All right, so let's check that. We're going to measure this 2. Oops, wrong tool. This one. Measure this 2 to 3, and the 4 is longer, so that's legal. So you got a 3 longer than your 1, a 4 longer than your 2, all legal. Okay. Now you need a 5 bigger than your 3. That's your next issue. So you measure your 3. It's not going to be the exact dollar, but it's pretty dang close. Okay. And you have to get, absolutely have to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here to 33.33-ish. Okay. Absolutely have to get there for this to be legal. All right. It could go past that. It can come down here. That's still legal. It just has to be longer. Okay. But you have to break this price for that to be legal. It's a rule. We have rules and guidelines. That's a rule. Okay, so what Yaki was talking about earlier and Eric was talking about earlier, okay, is that if 69K is the top of some sort of super cycle, right, this is going to be our first clue. All right, this will be, whoops, I didn't want to do that. I pushed the wrong button. There we go. Now here's the other thing though. It could be a triple zigzag, right? There is no difference structure-wise from a leading diagonal or a triple zigzag. They are the exact same thing. Unless you get anything other than zigzags in the middle. Right? So if, say, we got a flat here in the middle and these, what we can call X waves, right? Here, the alternate way to count this would be W, X, Y. All right? Triple zigzag is what we're saying, right? Now, triple zigzag does not have to come to 33.33. Okay? This can turn over and stop here and then reverse, and that's your Z, and then it makes things simple. Because then it's like for sure 100% it can't be a diagonal. It has to be a triple zigzag, right? The water gets muddy if price comes down here and beats this, right? Because there are no flats or anything in here. It's all zigzags. And X's are allowed to be zigzags. So now we have no freaking clue if this was a triple zigzag in the end or if this was a diagonal, leading diagonal for an A, right? That's what would have to be. I might be skipping things too fast. I assume that people know more things than they do about Elliott wave. That's one of my faults. I just assume you know stuff, and which is not the case. You can go ahead and type in a chat if you're confused about something. But I should redraw that and label it. Okay. If we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say we do break it and we come down here, right? Down here. This whole thing then is A. And then you get a 3-wave counter trend for a B. And then you absolutely will get 5 more back down for a C. What starts with 5 ends with 5. Has to. Every time. It's a rule. Let's see here, AB. Also on your Bitcoin account, you mentioned no liquidity support until 10K area. Yeah, let's go look at that. Again, this is guideline. This is where we talk about probability, right? Can you find support like right now? Could it be done? That's a freaking lootly. It can be done, right? But probability-wise, yes. Yeah, that's what I have drawn here. Triple zigzag. That's the only thing I have left that makes any sense. And this could be a clue for the U.S. markets as well, if this doesn't end up being legal, right? So if we say that these are all zigzags, right? This then, if it's going to be 5, if we're going to label this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here I'll put it in marker as an alternate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Alternate at WXYXZ. Let's go ahead and measure it now. Let's go into linear. Okay. So here's your 1. Your 3 is shorter than your 1. Okay. Your 1 is the longest right now. So that means that your 5, if this was a 5-wave move, okay, if it's a triple zigzag, doesn't matter. W, Y, Z, there's no rules on length there. Just literally does not matter. Okay, but if this is going to be 5, a diagonal, then these rules matter. All right, so this means that your 5 now has to be shorter than your 3. Has to, right? It's a rule. So let's measure that. Okay, I'm pretty close there. So your 5 cannot go below negative $5,000. So I think we're fine there, unless we're going to 0, right? So your 5 will be the shortest no matter what happens. It could go to 0 and still be shorter than 3. All right, so that rule will be met. Your 4 very obviously shorter than the 2, if that's the case. But same thing, right? I mean, we're fastly running out of room here, right? If this is going to end up being 5, let's say it's done now, just for shits and giggles. Let's just say it's done now, and then this is your 5, and it's over. Okay. I don't think that's the case because we're going to get into the insufficiency argument here shortly. Well, it's very doubtful because the S&P is nowhere close to being done if it's putting in 5, right? Well, let's just say, for sake of argument, and you get a 3-wave counter trend, and then you have to get 5 back down, which means that this has to be a 5, and you never got alternation ever, not once, right? You can see where the probability thing starts to fall apart there. That's why I call it the snowball's chance in hell. It's just simply not probable. But here's the good news, right? Whether you think that this is going to be 5, right? So let's go back into log. Let's talk about the insufficiency for a second, right? So here we found support essentially on the previous market cycle high over here, right? That's where all this came from, right? That's where you find your support. All right, now that that is broken, you don't have support again till down here, around 13,000, right? And it's kind of weak. It's a wick support, right? The actual hard support is closer to here, okay, in this range of about 11.7. Okay, so all of this in the middle till you get there, this is all insufficiency. there's nothing to find support on long term. Okay, we're talking about probability. Can it and turn around? Certainly. It's no rule that you can't find support in the middle of nothing. You certainly can, but if I'm going to play probability, no, it's not over with. But now that we've broken that low, for the longest time, and you can see by my past videos, I was convinced we bottomed. Obviously, can't. It's not the case because the low broke. It's a rule. The low cannot break if you've bottomed. It's funny to think about, but it's true. The low cannot break if you've bottomed. So, have we bottomed now? Very doubtful. This, I'm looking probably here is where you're going to find your support. Okay, 11.5-ish, something like that. Okay. So come down here, and then you want to see 5 waves, right? See 5 waves back. Now you can say, good, I'm happy, 5 clean waves, buy the pullback, right? So I said trading and counting are two different things. So whether or not this is a triple zigzag or a 5-wave move, right? We aren't going to know that for a very, very, very long time. And it's not going to stop me from trading, right? I can say it's 5 or you can say it's a triple zigzag. It doesn't matter. It's fine. If I get my 5-wave reaction and 3 back, I'm buying this. Because even if it's just going to give me a 5-wave move and then turn around again to give me 5 back, right? I'm not going to not make all this money because this was 5 down, right? Or I don't know if it was 5 down or not, right? Counting Elliott wave just puts you in a position of probability. Our purpose here is to find the most probable direction for the market and take advantage of that, right? So I would plan to buy this one too, okay? Get all of this profit, buy this one, right? Or even this one too, get all of this profit, okay? And then reevaluate and see where we're at, right? If we come up here in 3 waves and get 161.8% the size of this, I'm going to put probability much more into the favor of that we're impulsing out and we're getting a big 5-wave move, right? So lots of things to determine what this was. We're not going to know what this was for a very long time. Okay, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It matters, but it doesn't matter to trade it. Okay. Now, if you're here just from a hodl perspective, well, then you're going to have no freaking idea. Okay, but that's not what really I'm about. I'm not here to show you when to fill up your hodl bag. We're a trading group on Discord, bosswizardcrypto.com. So that's that. Did I talk about? I talked about the insufficiency. Yes, that's literally the only thing I have left here, other than a 5-wave move, obviously. But again, we're not going to know for a long, long, long time. Any questions out there? Other questions that I haven't addressed yet? Well, let's talk about the smaller time frame for a moment. I don't get too much into the weeds on this stuff, but what is this? I don't even know why that's there. Okay. So from, how do we count this? well, we can talk about it. This looks like garbage to me, but I'm going to have to say that this is 5 into a 1, right? And then, even though I really liked this as an impulse, it can't be. It's got to be a zigzag. Because then this whole thing's a flat. So you have 3, okay, it's zigzag, 3, so A, B, and then 5 here. That's an undeniable 5. C for a flat, 2, okay? And you've started now down into the 3, so this is 1, 2, maybe not done yet. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, but it's all about 3s and 5s now. So as you get smaller in time frames, don't get lost in here, okay? Because rules break down here. But this looks like a zigzag or a double zigzag here. It's a 3-wave move. 1, 2, 3-wave move. Okay, so we're now just in 3s and 5s. This looks like a 3-wave move, okay, which means probably maybe you're going to get another one for a bigger 3-wave move, okay, before heading down again. That would be my most probable guess. Probably maybe even a little bit lower first. Alright, so on the hourly, possibly. You already have a 3-wave move here, but it likes to give you illegal 5-wave moves. Okay, that's not a 5. When I say it's a 5, it's an impulse, it's motive. It's not motive. Okay. Other option is 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, 1, 2, 1, 2. And it's going to dump. All right, that's on the table. I would say, like, if you were going to short this, this was your entry here, right, on the hourly. And if we pull up the RSI, there's probably some divergence or something there, maybe. Not really, no divergence. Here, so nothing there. So probably, I would say in all probability, likely you're going to get 3 back up here on the hourly. Something like that, okay, for a bigger 3-wave move. This is all setting up to be a 3-wave move. It looks like 3s to me. And then that's your real short entry there. That's my best guess. Now talking trading, right? If I'm trading, scalp trading or something like that, I don't necessarily care about getting exact A, B, C, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking for 3s and 5s and 3s and 5s. And what does it look like? 3s and 5s. That looks like 3. That looks like 3. Probably getting a bigger 3. But due to that insufficiency, I'm thinking, so you had this. Probably on a smaller time frame you had divergence. I don't really like to go lower than an hour, but yeah, you had it on a 15. So 15-minute divergence here. Anything at the bottom? No, you just went oversold. This, nothing hidden or anything there yet. So it's possible you get one more rollover. This is kind of setting up to give you divergence here. So one more little rollover. Like that to give you the divergence. That would be what I would be looking for there. I wouldn't be looking to long yet, though. I don't think the structure supports going long. I would be looking for this to come back up and to short that. That's what I would be looking for as far as a swing trading goes. But yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. I'll stick around another minute or so in case anybody has questions. Just type them in the chat. All right, hearing none. If you want to ask me other questions, go ahead and join my Discord. Links in the description to the website, bosswizardcrypto.com. You can try the Discord for a month for free. Ask all the questions you want. Well, Eric says look at iBov. I have no idea what iBov is, but But let's check it out. Why not? Let me go to another thing here. iBov. Oh, it's whiskey. Of course it's whiskey. Is this what you're looking for? Bovespa index, Eric? Is that what we're looking for here? Brazilian stock market? I think that's what he's looking for, iBov. Let's pull it up. So first thing I would look at, I would go big. I would go to the weekly, see what the weekly's showing me here. Actually, I'm going to go monthly. Monthly. There's the dinosaur. Okay. This looks 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2. Got some weird wicks there. I don't know. Like the meat of the candle holes in. Sometimes when that happens, I'll go to line, see what we look like. These are monthly candles, by the way. 1, 2 on the line. That looks like a 5 and a zigzag for a 2. 3. 3-wave move there. 4. 1. 1, 2, 1, 2. When did this start? 1994. 2008. Okay. Well, it's hard to say there. There's some weird wicks. I said I've never counted this before in my life. But this looks all corrective here. So what I'd like to do is I go circle the corrections, right? And then I can see if we can make sense of it after I circle the corrections. Da-da. that's all your corrections. Let's get rid of the RSI for now. So we got a break into here and a break into here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That would be my initial inclination. And then you're getting fours. So 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Probably bigger than that though. 1, 2. That's probably a 3-wave move here for a fork. Oh, because we didn't even break it. Didn't even break the high. So yes, this is probably 3-wave move. 4. Okay, and then in your next 3, 3. Unless that's part of, this is all part of the 3. This could be part of the 3. So let's zoom in closer. 1, 2, 7, 9, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks like an impulse. Could be another 1, 2. 1, 2. But this high doesn't break. That's right. So 3, 3. I'm going to say that's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 3, 4. I'm going to stick with that as a 3, 3. Probably this is not done yet. That's what I'm coming to here. So probably you're getting a triangle, or you're getting a flat, or you're getting, you don't know yet. But probably it's coming down here. And that's going to be your next 4. And then you're going to need another one. And then you're going to get another one, and another one, and then another one for your 5. That's probably what you're going to end up with here for IVOV. So I would say likely nowhere close to being done. Okay, your other option is that this whole thing was a 1. Okay, so go screenshot that if you want. Pause the video and screenshot it later or whatever. So I'm going to get rid of all that. And then you have another option. Okay, that this all was a diagonal, leading diagonal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all zigzags, okay? And that's a 1. And then that's your 2. That might be a short 3. Let me go into it. No, it's way longer. Okay. Then that's your 3. Okay. And then all of this is your 4. It would be weird to get a leading diagonal and an ending diagonal, right? So, and what would this would tell me? You have no extension yet, right? So if this is your 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You haven't extended yet. So I would expect an extension in the 5th, which would be probably something like 1, 2, okay? And you started your 1, 2 of your 3. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for your 3, a 4, and a 5, okay? Something like that of your 5 for a bigger one, okay? That's what the book tells us is to always, always, always expect an extension. Always expect an extension. So we haven't gotten an extension yet to this, if this count is the 1, right? We haven't gotten an extension to this point. You didn't get one in your 1 because that's diagonal. You can't extend a diagonal. That's not an extension. Okay. So 1, 3, there's no extension yet, so you're going to get your extension in your 5. Extension just means that everything you see is the same amplitude, but they're smaller degree, right? So these are smaller degree waves, but that's the whole wave, right? But your 3 can't be the shortest. It isn't, because you remember we're in log, okay? So if I measure this in log right now, it's going to seem like 3 is too short, but it's not, okay? So if we go like this and we look for our 100%, right? You can see that the 3 did not reach it, right? But we're in log. Linear is what matters. And if we go to linear, you can see the 3 is like freaking double the 1, right? So it's definitely longer. Linear is what matters for length requirements, not log. So that means 5 can be as long as it wants to be. Doesn't matter. The length requirement's already met there. That would be what I would say for iBuff. One of those 2 counts. All right. Well, you guys have a good one. I'll go ahead and end the stream now, and you guys have a good day.